Welcome to the war-torn world of Almora, the very center of the great cosmic pillar of reality.
What's the best part about living in an empty world?
That you can fill it with whatever the hell you want.
You can fill it with whatever you want.
So what news?
Oh, it's bad out there. Libitina is all up in arms about some sort of trade disagreement with Refuge. It looks like the goddess Sylph made a new race of, big, tall moth people.
Sylph has a new child. Sylph has a new favorite. They're gonna lose interest in you very soon.
You've said that to me too often in my lifetime to really give a damn.
Well, it doesn't matter, because soon Sylph is gonna forget all about you, because she'll be too busy with her lovely little bug children.
You hear any word about, some elves in town?
Other than me? Not yet.
The Lumi family lost something of great value and importance. 3 months ago, my only heir, my daughter, was kidnapped from Spider's Keep and taken from us.
There's not too many elves around here. I'm sure I will recognize her.
I thank you for this, and the Lumi family will remember this boon of friendship in the future.
Was I going to make a history check to remember the name of...
Yes, you guys didn't get the name of the elf that came and hired you, besides the name of their clan.
Which was dumb, and we should have.
If you would like to roll a history check, Jerusalem, you can. Since this is a family friend, you probably have heard about her, or maybe even met her before.
Yeah. If anything, that's the reason why Jerusalem didn't want to ask, because it's like, I should know this. I should know this.
Lois was too busy, trying to romance her / plan to try to take her ring.
Oh, well, that's not great. I got a 10.
10 is accomplishing an easy task, so I'll give you the name of the family head, but that's it.
Okay.
The elf woman that hired you, her name is Luxabel Lumi.
Ooh.
And that's all you know. You don't know the names of the attendants, you don't know how old she is, you don't really remember what the Lumi family does exactly.
That's fair. I don't think Jerusalem even cares anyways.
They're in charge of lighting something, you think? It's whatever. Yeah.
That's actually, the heir is the next in line to light the entire city.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you did learn that. The Lumi family is in charge of illuminating Spider's Keep, which is the Drow and Moon Elf citadel that they're from. Basically, because they prefer it to be nighttime, they have set up basically a permanent darkness spell around their citadel so that it's always night. And in exchange, to keep everything lit and illuminated the way that they like it, and to put fake stars up in the sky so that the elves have something to look up at, the Lumi clan is basically their elf PG&E. They're in charge of lighting the city. Yeah.
I hate that you described it as that. They sounded so much cooler before you said they're elf PG&E.
I am doing my best to convince you not to seduce this woman.
Too late!
Are you kidding me? She's now, not only is she's a MILF, she's also the CEO boss woman.
Okay, but you know what? That's fine. It's all good. Okay, so, it is getting kind of late, and you know that if if the night gets too dark, there's a chance that you'll start bumping into fiends. So you probably want to make the investigation quick. What would you guys like to do?
So we are pretty certain they're in this town. Or were recently.
The Lumi family has been tracking them in a dead set eastward push, and Xandria is one of the eastmost cities that isn't swallowed up by desert.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's not quite true. Point is, Xandria.
Okay.
They believe they're in Xandria.
Yeah. I would say we should head to the docks first, because then we could ask if anyone's been trying to make passage out, and we'd know if they're still in here or have gone left yet.
An excellent idea.
Sounds good.
Also, I just pulled up the world map. I'm double checking. I know I've been saying dead set east, but I was very wrong about where Greenwill was. No, not Greenwill. I was right about where Greenwill was. I was very wrong about high up Xandria is. It's a diagonal southeast line, more like.
Wow, that is heavily
it's not
southeast.
Straight east. It is more of a southeast line. There is a whole section of continent that I just forgot about. They teleported from Spider's Keep to Greenwill, and then they sailed from Greenwill to the mainland, and then at that point they went southeast.
That sounds very tedious.
Yeah. A thing you should think about. Like, how did a young woman and their kidnapper cross? Let me just real quick measure.
Quite a few miles.
More than just quite a few. That's a lot!
Easily over 1,000 miles.
How big did you say this continent was? It was like the size of Africa?
It's roughly around the size of South America.
South America. A little smaller than Africa.
Yeah.
Okay, at the docks, who would be, I suppose, there's probably, is it like, how do I say this? Is there like one main shipping company, or are there, just like freelance, every ship for their own?
Yeah, there's not one major shipping company. Actually, how about you roll, history?
Yeah, alright.
Roll with advantage. You've been here for a bit.
Okay, because I got an 8 on that first one.
Oof.
Oh, advantage. All right. 24.
Oh, damn!
Whoa.
24.
19 plus 5.
Jesus Christ!
I love having a map because I can say stuff like that has we sat down and we named the regions of the continent and set out geographical locations and things like that. So I can say stuff like, oh, Xandria, it's in Halo's Plateau and it's, just a little bit below Cracked Shell Bay. It's not too long of a walk from it to Fengleam. You just have to take the Southwell River up north.
Riley.
I imagine we're talking to someone at a boat. Who's just saying this.
I'm sorry. I'm geeking out about this map. You got a 24. So what I will tell you is, there is not one major merchant company. Xandria is a pretty successful port city, and does a lot of business up and down the eastern coast of Taurus, but also it does do mainly trading with one area. Most business with Xandria is done with the Red Isles. The Red Isles are constantly beset by these fiendish forces that are leaking through this planar rift underneath them, and so having these fiendish forces burst out from the ocean and attack their island and stuff like that. So basically, the Red Isles are constantly sailing across to Xandria and doing trade with it and other cities nearby, buying weapons, medical supplies, sometimes even renting soldiers and mercenaries, that sort of thing. So that's where most of their business is done.
Okay.
But there isn't one company that takes care of it.
Okay, so I have an idea, and that is to ask if anyone has seen or talked to this wizard, hooded person, possibly a wizard, who might be acting sketchy and might have a female companion with him. And if no one has seen him, then to say that if they do see him, don't give him passage, and if they can turn him into us, they'll get a reward.
Sure. You guys actually have a merchant contact.
Nice.
If you want to talk to him.
Yeah.
His name is Jag.
Yeah.
Jag?
He's got the moves.
Jag is a lizard folk merchant that you do business with because he's relatively cheap and like favors doing business with adventurers, and his stuff isn't bad. Yeah, sure. We can just have like a section of roleplay where we have you guys meet Jag.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you head down to the coast where there the port and all these merchant cities, not merchant cities, merchant ships. Xandria is like it has a lot of like sandstone and like the yellow tan architecture of like compacted like old worn stone stuff that you see a lot in like coastal cities and stuff like that. And like because it's this merchant area, like the port is filled with these colorful banners, each one denoting different places from around the world and like different companies. And so like it's this yellow beige sandy backdrop full of like these big stony architecture and things. And then just above it is just all of these different beautiful colorful banners just like making this like rainbow vomit across like the sky and wrapped around like different ships and over like stalls and things like that. And as you guys head down to the port, you see a merchant that you guys know, Jag. He is a big lizard folk. He has like an iguana face. He is wearing just like the most basic utilitarian clothes you've ever seen, of just like a white tunic doublet with no sleeves and then like some tan brown pants with a belt. And like that is it. He is unloading boxes from a boat.
I forgot what I used for Jerusalem's greeting last time.
Well, we can't do hail and well met, travelers.
I know, because the last time I specifically thought of a greeting that was not hail and well met. And I forgot it.
You fool.
Lois goes, Jag, it's great to see you. Well, how have you been? He just kind of leans forward. You know the like dock posts that are like kind of like go really high to keep the kind of the piers and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Lois rests an elbow on it and then rests his chin on it and goes, long time no see.
It has been approximately... You shut up. I'm gonna keep going.
You can keep going, I'm sorry.
It has been approximately 2 weeks since I have seen you last. I have been sufficient.
No, don't say that.
Customary greetings to you as well.
I like this guy.
I know you're exactly doing this, so I won't try to seduce him. I know that.
No, like,
It's very punctual.
does Lois want to do a history check real quick?
Sure, Lois doesn't have jack shit for history. What does that require?
It's intelligence.
Okay, that's a +1. That's not bad. That's a 13.
Lizard folk are like Vulcans. They don't have like emotions in the same way you do. They have perfectly like logical brains that are just focused on like logic, reason, and survival.
Doesn't mean I'm not gonna try.
I still imagine the lizard folk doing that thing where they just stare off into the distance and have their tongue just flick up onto their eye.
Yeah, they're
while
like
they're staring.
Oh my god.
They're like, because they have like these perfect machine brains, they actually like make really good wizards and like scientists. They're like actually like a very smart people. They're like, what if Spock was a big iguana?
Amazing. Jerusalem steps forward, is like, alright, Jag, down to the point, have you seen any sort of hooded person, possibly a wizard, maybe traveling with a female companion, trying to find passage out of here?
One moment. I have seen many hooded figures and many young women. You will have to be more specific.
She would be wearing something kind covering everything, at least the lady companion. She would be wearing...
Are y'all just not going to mention the fact that she's an elf?
I was about to.
They didn't want us to mention that
That's
she was...
the whole point!
Yeah,
Right.
okay. You can mention she's a mammal, since Grayscale is almost entirely populated with reptilian races.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, they're all just like, oh, yeah.
She has soft skin and what all.
I mean, we could probably say elf, just don't say drow.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
also a thing you
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
She would have been an elf with a sketchy figure with her.
He might have been an elf as well, we don't know yet.
The only elf I have ever seen is Jerusalem.
It's the only one you'll need to see. Anyway.
The only one you'll ever see.
I said the only one you'll need to see.
Okay, then. How tall are elves again?
Tall.
Elves are one of the taller races. They're
Yeah.
not unreasonable tall, but, like, they're generally around, like, 6 feet, I would say. 6,
Really?
7 feet.
I thought D&D elves were actually a little shorter than humans.
Well, I'm nixing that. It's no
Yeah.
longer true.
Okay.
And Lois would go, they would be tall. Like a very tall woman, something not often seen around here. Just
It sounds like they haven't dropped by yet. If they do, make some excuse as to why they can't get passage out of here, and let me know as soon as you can. Immediately.
Jag turns to you. Jag hasn't blinked this entire time
You don't need to.
and goes, when requesting services, it is customary to offer some sort of boon to increase the likelihood of doing said service. This will increase both of our chances of survival.
Obviously, if we can catch these two people because of any information you give us, I will give you 1 gold. And if you spread the word around, could split it with whoever else.
An interesting proposition. Roll a persuasion check, Jerusalem.
Yeah, I can do that. Hopefully, if I don't get a super low roll.
if not, I'm good at persuasion. I have a lot in persuasion.
Yeah, but I made the deal, so...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my charisma is 0.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, at least it's not
Well, I
negative.
nat 1'd, so...
Oh!
Jag quietly just goes, often there is payment given in exchange for services. This will increase the chances of both of our survival. I must pay for food and shelter.
And knowing them, they'll probably bribe him out from under us anyways, so...
Jag just, again, no blinking, just a big iguana man, just standing there, perfectly still, holding a box.
Jerusalem's given up, he's ready to go other places.
I'm trying to think of how much is a large amount in this place, because if 30 is normally a large amount, and this guy is very poor, I could just be like, 5 gold?
I would like to specify, you can rent a room, like, for a night and, like, several meals for, like, 1 gold.
Yeah, 1 gold is
Okay.
pretty decent. I paid the messenger off for 1 gold,
Yeah.
and...
And I feel like Lois goes, how about this? 1 gold for now, and then you'll get another gold for keeping us updated on everything. That's 2 golds for you. Just to make sure they can't get away.
Excellent. This is preferable. He stretches out a big scaly hand.
And Lois pulls it out of his bag, which I'd like to say is like a lavender color, just
Sure.
for y'all's indication. And he pulls out 1 gold and puts it in his hand. He goes, thank you very much. And again, once you get all of that and make sure they don't leave, you will definitely get that second one. And Lois
Your business is appreciated. Continue to purchase my objects.
wins. I
I
love it.
will converse with the other merchants.
I really like the idea of these two talkative people just like conning people, and then Kaya just standing behind them, looming over them.
Which is funny because Jerusalem's talkative, but he's also, like, super impatient.
Yeah.
As they're walking away, Jerusalem leans over to Lois and is like, "That's coming out of your cut."
I already have a good amount in my bag. Who do you take me for? What do you think I used to do? You think I go around in the crowd and don't get anything?
Okay.
I will say you were much more stingy than I was going to be.
That's because you're way too nice, Kaya.
Little gasp.
That's why Kaya is the bodyguard, not the accountant.
I'm not too nice.
Oh, sweet, sweet Kaya. And Lois leans against her a little bit because you are absolutely the kindest of us three, and I relish in your presence every day.
Kaya grabs the hilt of her sword.
So yeah, you guys are at the port. You've spoken to Jag. You've paid off Jag. Jag. He is going to talk to other merchants about not doing a lot of sailing right now, which is going to be amenable to them because in a little bit demons are going to start busting out of the ocean, so they're probably not going to want to go anywhere anyway. So you guys are now at the port, and you are pretty certain that the merchants aren't going to give service to your mystery kidnapper.
Nice. If only we had a tracker.
Press B to locate Elf.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Accio Elf.
Ezio Drow.
Luxabel just comes bursting through a window screaming.
Should have been more specific.
Okay, so can we start asking in the market area? I know we asked the people at the dock, but
you can play as much D&D as you want to do.
We could probably check at either the most popular or the least popular hotel.
Mm-hmm. You could also roll perception checks to look around also.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I want to just start chatting up people because that's my thing.
Is there a chatting up roll just for in general?
What would an investigation check be?
Investigation is intelligence.
Yeah, but what situation? Because this feels like investigating, but
This would absolutely be an investigation check. Investigation is when you're dealing with clues and minutia that is going to take a long time and require sleuth work. Perception is scanning a room. Insight is looking into a person and telling if someone's lying.
So I think we should go with Lois's suggestion.
I know.
And go to the market. Lois can talk, and Jerusalem will do some investigation.
Sure. If you guys want to split up.
Okay.
I mean, it wouldn't really be splitting up. We'd still be in the same area, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say biggest one would be where would Kaya possibly go? Because I feel like...
I could talk to guards. They see
yeah,
a
that
lot.
actually...
Different patrols and stuff.
Yeah, I will say the Duke of this area, Duke Solus, he has the guards pretty beefed up here because of your location being so near to Red Isles, especially with the night going on. So there's a decent amount of city security.
Okay. I don't have a perception roll, but I probably gonna roll one anyway. Could I roll to see for Kaya to do math? She was a scholar. Of how long it would take two elves, possibly two elves, to go from that place. What was it? Greenwell to Xandria, and what time of day it would be.
I think that would be investigation as well.
I don't have investigation either.
Well, there's no math.
I would let...
Athletics?
I would let that be an insight, because it can be about emotional and knowledge of how tough a person would have to be to go at a pace, or what's likely an elf going to be able to do.
Yeah.
I would let that be insight or investigation.
Okay, I will do insight. Was that intelligence?
Insight is wisdom.
Wisdom, okay. Because I want to know what time of day it is, so when I ask the guards, I know which shift to ask.
Absolutely.
That's a 16.
Okay. It would have to be a very long-ass time. Like, Torius is big. It would have been about, let me just, real quick, I have a little distance measure for the map.
Oh my god.
It would have been about 2,000 miles from
Jesus
Greenville
Christ.
to Xandria.
So would I be able to figure out what time of day-ish they would have arrived?
Maybe not time, but maybe the day that they arrived.
That's true, yeah.
I was gonna say, you would probably
Because there's
figure
probably
it
a
out.
few days variance depending how
Yeah.
many breaks they take and how fast they go. And we did find out that the Lumi elves didn't find out she was missing until like a few days later, so
Yeah.
they're probably a few days late.
What if they're not even here yet?
That would be both hilarious
Doubtful.
and frustrating, but doubtful. Press X to doubt.
Lumi elves would have
So-
found her by then.
She's been gone for a month. You estimate it would have taken about a month, a little over a month to get here.
Okay, so perfect.
If they kept like a decent pace. Sorry, I was doing math.
It's alright. We were just
You
chatting.
monsters. So
So did they arrive, like,
I'm
yesterday-ish?
just mad that I had. She's been gone for 3 months. The journey would take a month. So
Oh, you
Ooh.
said gone
Either
for a
she-
month.
Yeah, you did.
no, she's been missing for 3 months. The journey
Okay.
would take a month. So either
Okay, so about 2 months
they-
ago.
Yeah, they would have got here 2 months ago if they came
Oof.
straight here at a decent pace, but you don't know if that's the truth.
So that's going to be where you talk to the
So,
guard.
At the very
Yeah.
least, they would have gotten here a while ago if they came straight here like the elves think they did.
That makes me feel better about our chances, because that means longer time for people to see them.
Yeah, true.
It also means people are more likely to forget.
Yeah,
That's
but
also true.
if they're staying someplace or like getting food, they'll.
Also,
Yeah, if they're still here, then more people would have seen them.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it was an elf, at least one elf. That's not super common here, so that would definitely be memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who do we want to start with? I was thinking Lois could do their thing in the market, then I'll just
Yeah.
roll the investigation, and then we could just do
Yeah.
Kaya.
Sure, I'll go last.
I think that sounds good.
Hey, Merc Experience audience. Before we get to that good roleplay, I have another message for you from a neighboring actual play podcast. It kind of reminds me of Eden's Grove, so if you miss spooky monsters and detective stories, I recommend checking them out.
Howdy, listeners. I'm Chris, the friendly neighborhood keeper from Untitled Dice Game, here to tell you about our actual play Monster of the Week podcast. It features a group of hunters with strange talents who've been recruited by a secretive government agency to fight monsters. Each week, we release a new episode packed with improvised humor, horror, and enough bad decisions to derail a train. Find us at untitleddicegame.com or search us out wherever you listen to podcasts.
Okay, so Riley,
Yes.
what are, can you list off some of the, markets for me, or should that be a perception? To, like, the market area?
You're heading to the market to like look around and chat up people. Just make like a charisma check.
Hell yeah! I have that! That's a dirty 20.
So you're talking to this you are talking to this dragonborn woman about like weird stuff, and she basically says like, I haven't seen anything that you're talking about, but I have seen some kind of weird outsiders in the marketplace lately. handing out some pamphlets and some weird flowers. I don't know if that is what you're looking for, but they would probably be worth looking into, I bet.
Thank you very much, darling. That is much appreciated. Could you possibly recognize the flower, perchance draw me one?
Yeah, it's like a sunflower, but really small, and it kind of has, hooked petals like this. And she gets out a small little piece of paper and a quill and, jots down this tiny miniature sunflower, but with, little bumps on the petals.
Thank you so much. It's much appreciated.
She winks at you, and she's like a fruit seller. She winks at you, and she places an orange on the paper and slides it over to you.
Thank you. I will talk to you again soon.
Looking forward to it.
And he does the sachet, whatever the hell. Saunter. I love him so much, okay.
Yeah. The marketplace is, kinda starting to wind down. It's getting late, so some vendors are packing up and going home. You also notice there are some paladins from the Halo Church here. They aren't ushering people home or anything, but you just see a Yuan-Ti woman who has these high cheekbones covered in snake scales. She looks mostly human, but she has snake eyes. Her hair is up in a bun with this sun tiara kind of holding it in place, and she's wearing this armor covered in sun motifs, and she's just hanging out. But she's not looking like she's at ease or chilling. She's clearly scanning for something. And you see a little kobold priest of Osmaldus here also with her.
Lois zeroes in on the paladin, and he's just yes. And I would say he kind of swirls his little gold pouch bag just because he does that kind of for a little confidence boost, and then saunters up and he goes, "Well, hello there. It's not very often I see someone as beautiful as you around here."
She kind of snorts, half snort, half scoff.
No, what's that for?
Move along, citizen. It's rude to flirt with people while they're on the clock. And this little kobold who's wearing a lot of bird stuff, just this tiny kobold that's just wearing just a lot of bird things. There's a little bird skull hat they've placed on. They're wearing a feathered robe. They have a little necklace of hawk talons. Or some of those are chicken feet, you think, but also it's it's gonna be a cold night. You might wanna, head on home.
Well, could you tell me anything as to why that is? I mean, the nighttime is a great time for cruising around. And he winks at the paladin.
She is just there's nothing going on, citizen. We are just doing our job, keeping watch. It is our holy duty given to us by our respective deities to protect the fair people of Xandria. And that is all we are doing. What is it the lizard folks say? Customary farewell. Have a good night.
You're not fun. I just wanted to know why, because it's not often I see them helping people home, and it's quite a... My mind's actually blanking on the fucking word. I'm really mad. Shit. This isn't Lois. Lois is not this unput together. Lois is a lot more put together than I am.
Do you want us to cut away while you try to think of a good line for this poor knight?
Yeah!
It just fades to Jerusalem.
Yeah, we get a shot of, Lois not going away and leaning in and continuing to, chat up these people, and it just, fades over to Jerusalem. Okay, Jerusalem, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm going to do an investigation around the market.
You also came to the market.
Yes.
Okay.
Jerusalem was going with Lois, but was letting Lois do the talking this time. I suppose if we know they'd be here for like 2 months, it probably be looking for any sorts of places they might frequent if they're trying to stay on the down low, that sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe spots that they could even like do a stakeout at to see if they come.
Sure.
No farmer's market.
Yeah, how about you roll investigation?
Yes. Which is one of my highest bonuses, so hopefully I get a good one.
I believe in you.
Okay. I got a 12 plus 7, so that's a 19.
7? Jesus Christ!
My highest is my stealth, which gives me plus 8, but investigation is plus 7.
Jesus Christ.
You find a spillage in, like, one of the alleys, leading to, like, not an alley, but, like, a small path that leads to the marketplace. There's, like, a spill of, like, it looks like the kind of stuff they use to seal boats. Like, not pitch, but,
Tar?
yeah, not tar, but, you know, the kind of thing that they use to waterproof boats.
Tar.
It's tar, Riley.
Is it tar?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
tar.
what I'm trying to think of?
Yeah.
I feel like there's another word for it that I'm forgetting. Because I used to know what this is called, but I'm forgetting it right now. Sure.
Sometimes they use sap.
Varnish? Are you talking about, like, the wood or the cracks in between the wood?
Yeah, whatever. You find some
Sealant.
spillage of that. Yeah, you find some spilled sealant on this, like, sandstone path leading away from the marketplace. Like, off towards this, like, small compound area, if you want to follow the tracks.
Oh yeah, they're footprints?
Not quite footprints, but it just, like, looks like a trail of, like, dribble.
Cool.
The marketplace isn't too near the coast. Well, and you know it is. But the thing that's weird is the boat pitch isn't leading down towards the port where the boats are. It's leading up deeper into the city, which is why it catches your attention.
Can I stealth and follow them?
Sure. How about you roll your stealth?
Yeah. So it's a nat 20, but I'd also add an 8 if it was.
Disgusting!
Can I say 28?
You fully disappear.
Revolting.
Yes.
Jerusalem has the lowest health, but the grossest stats.
Yes.
You follow these, like, little dribbles of, like, pitch as you trace it along, and you come to this this small compound similar to the one that, like, you guys live in. Like, Xandria and Grayscale generally doesn't have, like, small suburban homes. Like, they have, like they generally are a society that lives in compounds where it's several small houses built into, like, a shared courtyard and, like, small walled-off area, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you lead that there, you find, like, a tiefling and a leonin, which is like a big lion person. It is a male tiefling and a female leonin. They're wearing these plain white and gold robes. They have a vase of these really strange flowers you haven't seen before, and they are sitting out on this, like, small public bench area, and they're, like, talking to this turtle that's, like, walking by. And, like, as you come up, you're, like, sneaking up and you hear them say, "Let the divinity flow like water." And the, like, turtle, like, takes one of their little pamphlets and, like, nods and, like, kind of hobbles off.
Alright, I'm gonna stay hidden for a while. We can go to...
Yeah.
Back to Lois or to Kaya.
Kaya.
Hello.
Hello. What are you trying to do?
Probably going to the local guard that would probably also be in the marketplace because that's the most common area for someone to come through.
Sure. You head back to the Xandria market.
Yeah. Would it just... Wait, is the paladin one of the guards, or...
The paladins are, like, help out the guards. Like, think of it as, like, the Jedi in Star Wars, where they're not the police, but they kind of are also the police, but like they're special police that help out, you know?
Okay, I probably pass by Lois trying to flirt with that lady, but I don't talk with her.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little nod in her direction. She nods back and then goes back to ignoring Lois.
He's trying so hard, and I will roll a goddamn check, by the way.
You also know all of the high priests of the 3 main religions in town are meeting at the Pantheonic Temple. If you wanted to go talk to them as well.
I don't know what they would know about this.
You know, like I said, the paladins and the clerics help out with the city guard.
I'm just gonna go to the city guard.
You don't know what they're gathered for tonight, but yeah, okay.
She probably knows one of them because, like, she used to be a guard that had traveled around.
Yeah, sure. You pull up to let me just double check the races here, because I don't want to say too many of the same race. We just had a Wanti, we just had a Kobold, we just had a Turtle. You come up to a Dragonborn. They have, like, some bronze scales, and they are just dressed in the simple city guard uniform with on their front is the crest of Xandria, which is like a sailing ship sailing into a sun. And like on their chest you see like the family crest of Duke Solace, which is literally just a picture of him. It is a small embroidered snake man in nice robes with like a fancy hat. And he just has a little embroidered one of those pinned to his uniform.
Oh
no. He has a pet wyvern, like his mount is a wyvern that is just like asleep next to him.
Does he have a little name tag, or do I know his name?
The wyvern does not have a name tag, and the guard doesn't also.
Yeah, the Dragonborn.
Oh. You know what? The wyvern actually probably would have a collar.
Oh,
that's adorable.
The wyvern's name is... I just did a pet generator, and the first thing that popped up was Spot, and I'm so mad. The wyvern's name is Spot.
Kerberos 2.0.
And the guard doesn't have a name tag.
Spot has like a little scale that's on his forehead that's miscolored.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
Kaya kneels down, says hi to Spot.
Gruso like immediately snaps to attention because you're a paladin, so like you outrank him.
Oh.
He thinks you're here to check on him. And he's nothing to report, ma'am. I'm just taking a break.
At ease, soldier. I am simply checking up. I actually have a question for you.
Sure thing.
Were you working about 2 months ago?
Yeah. I born and raised in Xandria, ma'am.
All right. There is a missing person. Would have arrived at the earliest 2 months ago. Have you possibly seen an elf and another figure with her in the area?
I'm gonna roll a perception check for the boy. Come on, Gruso. His name is Gruso, by the way.
I noticed.
He got a 2.
Oh, no!
He goes, the only elf I've seen, ma'am, is a moon elf in town, but that's a male, I believe.
The fact that he knew that the elf specifically was a moon elf shows that he is a lot smarter than most of the people in this town.
Like,
he's not dumb, just not perceptive.
Jerusalem is like a low-key celebrity. Like, you all are because you're warm flesh people and not like lizard folk or whatever. So like you all stick out, but Jerusalem sticks out the most because Jerusalem's an elf. So like people actually just like get excited and are like, "Did you see?"
Also, a low-key mob boss.
They don't know that though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Only the one elf that I know of, ma'am.
Well, that's all right. Do keep me updated if you do see one.
Yes, sir, ma'am. We're looking for an elf. Okay. Do you have any other descriptors? They're with a hooded figure?
could be hooded. We don't know the description of the other person. We just know that the woman who went missing is an elf. And I assume I know generally what she looks like, and I tell him that.
If Maribel looks anything like her mom, she'll be a lavender-skinned young elven woman with long silver curly hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Grusso nods and goes, I'll keep a lookout. Me and Spot here. And like pats his sleeping wyvern.
Wait a minute. Guys, I have animal handling.
Amazing.
Yes!
Can I roll to see if Spot knows anything?
Roll animal handling, I guess, on the wyvern?
What is that?
I thought that snort was the wyvern.
No, it's me being mad.
I thought you were just voicing the wyvern like waking up.
What is animal handling?
Animal handling is wisdom.
Okay, wisdom. That is, that's a 14.
You do the thing of like you like go to pet a service dog while they're on duty, and Chris is like, Spot's kind of taking a little bit of a break, and Spot like opens one big eye and like it flicks around and it like snorts and its stinger tail kind of like rattle flops.
Oh no.
And then like it cuddles back into itself, like it like buries its head
it's curled
underneath
up
its
like
wing.
a cat.
Yeah, it's curled up like a cat. It's just like fully this big scaly loaf now.
I want a wyvern so badly. A wyvern. I want one. I want one.
Well, you tell Spot to keep me updated as well.
Yes, ma'am. He snaps to attention again, and then he's like, why did I do that? And so he tries to stand really casual.
Overdoes it, leaning against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Kaya just giggles a little. It was just like, well, back to your work, soldier. And she does a little salute and walks away.
Okay. We're gonna come back to Lois.
Am I still stuck on the word?
Do you have a good pickup line for this woman?
Okay, so daring. So he goes, that is rather daring of you. Can I ask what you're doing here? Again, we don't see a lot of people. I don't see a lot of pretty paladins like you around here.
Like I said, I'm just doing my duty. We are stationed in the marketplace tonight.
And how comes that?
Oh, the marketplace is a big focus of traffic. A lot of people here, a lot of criminals. Someone might steal something from a fruit cart. She says, she seems pretty bored. Filbert, kicks her a little bit. And she goes, which would be bad?
And he throws up the orange bit and he goes, first off, I didn't take this, if you're assuming anything. It was a gift. I have a friend. If you'd like, you can have it.
Sketch.
Roll persuasion.
Yes! I have!
Also, these are 2 more characters you haven't asked the name of.
I will learn the name of once I can get the persuasion, Riley.
Roll persuasion.
I am. That's charisma.
Okay.
That's an 11.
She's like, yeah, I'll take an orange. And she takes your orange.
Yes.
But, she doesn't, she's not, happy you gave it to. She's like, oh, a gift. Maybe this guy's all right. No, just, takes your orange.
No, I
starts
know.
peeling it. Deliberately splits it with her little kobold priest friend.
And you think I'm not gonna know? And he goes, so may I get the name of one of the people protecting this beautiful marketplace?
I am Dame Samey, and this is Brother Filbert.
And he looks at Brother Filbert and just waves his fingers. Hello, Brother Filbert.
Brother Filbert smiles and goes, hello, citizen. He splits his half of the orange back with you, so you get 1/4 of the orange.
I was hoping
Well,
so
thank you.
hard that when Lois asked, could I get the name of one of the most beautiful people? She would just say someone else's name.
Yeah, she's just like, this is Filbert. Filbert's gorgeous.
She said her name, though. That counts for something.
Lois, at some point Jerusalem walked off. You don't know where Jerusalem went.
I will say, I don't think he's that bothered by it.
Wow.
It's probably normal.
Brutal.
There's a pretty paladin lady here. Why would Lois really want to follow Jerusalem around? Jerusalem can find him if Jerusalem needs him. Lois sticks out when he wants to.
Okay, so if you don't have anything else, you just continue to bother these two people.
I have a question, thank you very much.
Okay, sure. Ask your questions then. Damn.
So, you're here guarding the marketplace, but it looks like a lot of the people from... It's the temple, right? I want to say the temple. I can't remember if it's the temple.
There are multiple... There are 4 temples in town.
Yeah.
There is the temple to Halo. There is the temple to Osmaldus. There's the temple to Arwell. And then there's the 4th temple where everyone else has to go to.
Okay.
But the 3 main religions are... the god of the sun, Halo, the god of the moon, Arwell, and Osmaldus, who is like the god of travel.
Yeah. I know, but you said that what did you say she was the paladin of again? You specified?
Sami is a paladin of Halo, the sun god.
Okay. I've noticed a lot of the more prominent religious figures are coming out right now. Normally, our friendly little brothers and sisters and such from the Osmaldus Temple tend to stay within there taking notes, so it's a bit intriguing, obviously. And he, waves again down at Brother Filbert.
Filbert kind of, grimaces a little at that, and he goes, well, the Osmaldus faith is very focused on planar dangers from the lowest and other areas. So, we actually, a lot of our time is spent, yes, we do take notes, but, we're very active over on the Red Isles. We just got reinforcements from Cumulus not too long ago. We stay pretty busy, actually.
Oh.
And Sami, nods. She's like, here, and eats her orange.
Oh. So we're expecting something to do with, interplanar reactions? And he kind of fakes, he's faking being dumb right now.
Roll persuasion again. This time on Filbert.
Yeah. Wait, since I'm acting dumb, can I do performance?
No.
Damn it.
You could make it deception if you wanted.
I'm gonna do that, because that'll give me extra.
Okay. Since you're playing dumb, which we know Lois is not.
That's a 21.
Oh, okay. Well, Filbert, if this tiny little gray kobold could blush, he would, he just kind of put his foot in his mouth and goes I didn't say we were expecting extraplanar action tonight, but look, the Duke doesn't want us to tell people about it because he doesn't want to raise, anxieties or whatever. But some forecasters have let us know that it is likely that tonight there might be another resurgence of the Blood River. So, some might make their way over here. It's not a thing to be concerned about, but that's why we're out, and we're just, trying to make sure everyone gets home safe. Sami, sighs and kind of, kicks him a little bit. She's like, Phil, come on, man. And she's like, yeah, okay. That's why we're out here. We're supposed to be looking for demons or whatever.
How courageous of the both of you.
Don't tell a lot of people. The Duke doesn't,
I won't tell a soul, but thank you for keeping us all safe. He winks up at both of them, individually. He looks down at Brother Filbert, winks, and then looks up at Sami and winks also.
With the other eye.
Thank you both for keeping... Yeah, no, exactly. And he presses a hand to his collarbones and goes, of course, this is much more understandable as to why you're keeping everyone safe in the marketplace, including myself with that. So I very much thank you.
You have built up actually a lot of goodwill with Filbert. Like, weirdly enough, like, you kind of wiped out with Sammy, but like Filbert seems to really think you're a cool dude. Like Filbert is enjoying his time with you.
I'm hot as shit. And while I may have wiped out, the whole point of it was asking questions.
Sure. So let's cut over to Jerusalem, unless you have anything else.
I had one question.
Oh, sure.
Well, since you are someone who takes notes, I was wondering if you possibly, by any chance, had seen any elves around the area. Of course, you get a lot of information, of course. That's what you do.
Damn. Filbert goes like, can't say I've seen any elves beside, you know, just the one. Local Xandria celebrity, Jerusalem Estival.
No one knows anything here.
We're trying so hard!
But Sammy rolled actually pretty good.
Oh.
Yes.
So Sammy is like, well, I did see a young woman with non-scaly skin a couple days ago, I do believe, actually. Small, slight thing. She was with those weirdos from the Red Isle, I think. Does this have anything to do with the three people that came in from out of town earlier today? And Filbert's like, we have people from out of town? And she's like, yeah, Phil.
And he winks and he leans up close to Sammy and goes, I'm not supposed to say anything. I just wanted to know. Thank you, though, darling.
Okay. Sammy raises an eyebrow.
He didn't even try to lie.
Give me one last charisma check on Sammy.
Roll deception or something.
That is an 18!
Okay. Sammy actually kind of seems interested in you now that you're, like, doing stuff and not just some dude chatting her up at the market. Because, like, she's kind of bored and she's like, oh, yeah? Think, anything's gonna go down? Or is it... She leans in and she's like, is it a fiend in disguise, do you think?
Well, that's up in the air, of course. I can't tell you any details, just like you couldn't tell me. But maybe later on, if everything goes all well, I can catch you up on the details.
All right, sure. I love a good war story.
And Lois in his head is like, yes, war story.
She finishes her orange.
Well, it was great talking to you. Thank you both so much for all the information you had.
Yeah, we cut back to Jerusalem, who is outside of this group.
Yes. This might be a complete shot in the dark. But if I wanted to tell if they had some sort of disguise or illusion magic, would I be using perception to see through that?
Perception or insight, I would take either.
Okay. I'll try perception. That is a 16.
As far as you can tell, this tiefling and this, lion man are legit.
Okay.
They are, the Red Isles are full of tieflings and, beast folk, so, you assume they are people that sailed over from the Red Isles. But, yeah, as far as you can tell.
Alright, yeah, it was just a long shot. You never know when you're trying to find a wizard. Well, if he hasn't heard anything new other than them just, saying the occasional divinity speech to passerbys.
Yeah, their greeting and their goodbye is let the divinity flow like water.
Mm-hmm. And this is where the trail kind of stops from that thing. It's not leading to any one of the houses in particular.
Yeah. Looks like they're building a boat in that compound. You would have to guess.
Interesting.
I was gonna say.
That's kind of curious, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jerusalem's gonna come out and talk
Sure.
Not for, like, casual chatting. He walks straight up and he's like, is that a boat?
The tiefling, like, is like, oh, I did not see you there. Hello.
Just a fucking, is that a boat?
Brother in the light, greetings. Let me see if they think it's worth hiding the fact that they have a boat.
I mean, it's kind of a big boat, my guy.
I mean, they can still try and roll for lying.
No, yeah, we do have a boat inside. What's it to you, friend?
Question, if Jerusalem looks around, does it look like the boat even has a chance of getting through the streets to the water?
It's like, it's not a canoe, but it's kind of in the canoe realm. It's like, it's a smaller boat that looks like it would carry like 3-4 people only. So it could be carried down the street. If you want to know if it's seaworthy, that's gonna take like a perception check.
I don't care about if it's seaworthy. I just wanted to know if this was like as ridiculous as building an ark in the middle of town.
No, yeah, it's a canoe.
All right.
They're building a canoe in their backyard.
All right. What's the flowers for?
Yes, well, these are, we call them Ophelia's flowers. They are our prophetess's first miracle, a sign of her divinity. Feel free to take one. They offer you a small sunflower with kind of like hooked, petals.
Was Lois the only one that was there, or did Jerusalem
didn't
hear
hear Lois's tip.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Y'all split up.
Jerusalem looks at the flower, he's like, a miracle? What, did it like grow out of a rock or something?
No, these flowers did not exist until our prophetess Ophelia had her revelation. And one day she came out, touched by greater divinity, and she spoke flowers into existence, and now they grow all over the Red Isles. And we pick them as a sign of her call to greatness, and we hand them out to future followers as remembrance of all the great deeds that Ophelia will do for the people.
It's not poisonous, is it?
No, not at all.
Can I make a nature check?
Sure. The tiefling goes like, a lot of young people from the Red Isles like to weave them into flower crowns or into their hair, just like the prophetess does. But you know, kids, they like to be like the people they look up to. What'd you get on that nature check?
I got a 5.
Oh no!
Or a 6, actually.
It's a cool, small sunflower, my dude.
It's a little flower.
It's a little yellow flower.
Loki sounds like a cult, but at the same time, Loki sounds like something Lois would be into.
Yeah, Lois was given a drawing of one of the flowers. Is Lois a follower now?
Jerusalem's gonna take the flower just because it's being offered to him.
Yeah.
He doesn't see
Feel
much
free.
use in it, but there's like a slight idea of if it's a rare flower, maybe plant it and get money.
Take a handful.
No, thank you.
Okay. Spread the word of the followers of the greater divinity. We could always use more people listening to the prophetess's words.
You haven't even said what she says at all.
It's kind of hard to get into words, but do you follow a god?
Yeah, the lovers.
How lovely. Do you believe that? It's so funny because
It's the couple,
I know
not
Rowan.
the lovers.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
the
it is.
couple, but it's absolutely canon that Jerusalem says it wrong, and that the tiefling is just like well, and just keeps going. Well, we believe, and Ophelia believes that the highest, the beings that we call our deities, provide celestial light and glory and goodness and services to their followers, just like the lovers provide civilization and family and love to the people of the world. All of the gods do similar things as well. So what Ophelia preaches basically is that gods are good and there should be more of them. The Leonin, the big lion man nods solemnly. He goes the more gods there are, the more holy light, the more faith, the more miracles, the more blessings poured out on believers. We think that all the injustice and all the imbalance in the world is caused by the fact that there are just too few gods and they can't really look out for their followers like gods used to back in the before times. So, we believe in greater divinity. Let the divinity flow like water. Let it be kind of all over the place. I don't say it as good as she does. And the lion man pats the tiefling on the shoulder. Also, this tiefling is slowly morphing into Filbert.
I was gonna say the voice.
Jerusalem thinks for a moment. He's like, so how are you planning on getting more gods?
That's a good fucking question.
Yeah.
I haven't quite, I don't claim to know everything. I think that's more of the prophetess's area of expertise. But, every once in a while, the gods will have a tryst. Maybe they'll sleep with a mortal and create a demigod, though that's, awful rare. But, more demigods, more heroes for the people. I can't say that that's really covered, but the prophetess probably, she's seen visions of more deities, of bringing back, all the gods. So more believers, more faith.
Well, if this Ophelia has a sign-up sheet for becoming a god, you can go ahead and put my name down on there. And he turns.
I don't think that's how it works, but absolutely. Always a pleasure to have a fellow brother in the light. Let divinity flow like water. And he gives you a pamphlet, mistaking your arrogance for interest.
Jerusalem's already about to walk off. He's just put my name down and then turns to leave.
Okay.
Oh no.
Also, it's super funny about the whole brother in the light thing because you just mentioned most moon elves are from the Drow city.
Yeah, they live in a city that is eternally night.
Well, the moon has reflected sunlight.
Don't give Jerusalem any bad ideas.
I also mentioned in the last episode that they have a fake moon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We need more gods. Jerusalem, what's better than being rich?
I was gonna say, that's also Lois would be like, you know what's better than being a pop star? Being a god. They're just both chaotic. Don't give them ideas, Riley.
This is a faction that exists in the world.
This is a guild. This guild is almost as bad as DashCon. A bunch of kids had an idea and decided to make it.
How dare you? Lois isn't at least an adult.
Hey Mark Experience listeners, it's end credits time. I know you love hearing this part, but I like to remind you guys that you can find us on Tumblr, Instagram, and even TikTok. And if you like to buy the music, you can buy it all at markexperience.bandcamp.com. We also have a constantly growing collection of merch at redbubble.com/people/mark-experience, where you can buy posters and shirts and stickers and all that. If you want to support your favorite editor and musician, you can head over to my Ko-fi account at ko-fi.com/Jamie Remy. That's spelled JAMIEREMY. Mark Experience can be located basically anywhere podcasts exist now, so you can listen wherever's easiest. See you next episode!